Alright folks, welcome back. Okay, I'm on a roll, so I just thought it's all about crime tonight, and the courts doing different things for different offences. And I'm particularly doing this to try and draw attention to a story I did earlier, and that was to do with the twins, Irvin, whose relative wanted them jailed for stealing some cash, albeit from an elderly relative of theirs, right? And they were unhappy that the girls didn't get the jail. And my case was that there's an awful lot worse happening out there, and people are not getting the jail. All right. So this one here in particular looks like it might be going that way. The way it's all been worded here is pretty strange, to say the least, right? And I don't understand why. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, but and I'll be watching it through the sentencing phase to see, ultimately what goes down here. But let's start it off, right? Because it starts off kind of strange. Remember that the twins started off as being heartless, but this one starts off as Scots delivery driver ploughed Audi into Pal after birthday party. Birthday party row. Hamza Rashid from Glasgow sent James Wood flying into the air after a golf club and a bottle were thrown at his car. So right in that whole thing there, it's been belittled, the act itself, and he's also got mitigation thrown into that. And that's from these two here, James Muncur and Connor Gordon. They've decided that, as far as I can see by that headline, that was justified. Right, let's read on. That's just my impressions from it, right? Hamza Rashid struck James Wood, who was walking in Glasgow's Yoker on April 19th, sending him flying in the air. Rashid drove at Mr. Wood after a golf club and a beer bottle had been thrown at his Audi car. Mr. Wood suffered bruising and pain to the left side of his body. Very lucky, isn't he? Not just him. It says here, Rashid, a first offender, pled guilty on Wednesday at Glasgow Sheriff Court to the assault to Mr. Wood's injury. The court heard the pair were college friends but had fallen out over pals being refused entry to a birthday party. Apparently they continued to argue on social media before Rashid allegedly damaged Mr. Wood's car the night before, and they call it the assault, but I call it the incident. Mr. Wood and another man then confronted Rashid, who was in his car, and smashed the windscreen before attempting to open a door. You see, if you just look here, they've actually got a comment section here. Heartless Scots twins dodge jail after stealing own grandparents' life savings. So compare that to Scots delivery driver ploughed Audi into Pal after birthday party row, with some mitigation thrown in. Okay, so let's find out. Prosecutor Pamela Jane Connolly said, Mr. Wood's sister attended in her car, attempting to bring him home. He made his way to the vehicle and the accused drove the Audi at speed towards him. There was an act of taking him off his feet and into the air, and he landed on the ground at the side of the road. Well, that act was attempted murder, wasn't it? What else would it be? If you drove a car at Pamela Jane Connolly, no matter what the pretext, no matter what it was, it doesn't matter if it was an argument at a birthday party, it doesn't make a fucking bit of difference. That would be attempted murder. Even if she wasn't really injured, just died with a few bruises. It's attempted murder. Minimum grievous bodily harm with a lethal weapon. A car is a lethal weapon, right? Rashid then sped off as Mr. Woods. It's also a hit and run. The police up where I live are at present appealing for witnesses to a deliberate hit and run up here. It was a woman that got hit. So what are they going to do? Just call it an assault then? Mr. Woods later attended the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital, only suffered bruising and soreness to his body. Aye. Only suffered soreness and bruising to his body. Didn't say anything like Mr. Wood was lucky to escape with his life. This whole article is mitigation. You can smell it off these two reporters, right? Mark McCormick, defending, told the court, Rashid was threatened by Mr. Wood but didn't take it seriously. He added, Mr. Rashid was a full-time delivery driver and he stopped to have a cigarette before going into his parents' house. While doing that, his windscreen was smashed and they attempted to open his door and he made off. So he's in his parents' house, but it says, but while doing that, somebody tried to get into his motor and he made off. That doesn't make sense, eh? Somebody's got that wrong. When he came back around the looping crescent, he saw, we hear this, he saw the sister and Mr. Wood ran on the middle of the road. That's like some sort of Chinglish, isn't it? These guys can't even write. There's no proofreading done here. That's Chinglish. That's not English. That's Chinglish. That's like when you get something from Hong Kong and you read the instructions and all the English is all wrong. Right? Wrong. It says here, when he came back round the looping crescent, he saw the sister and Mr. Wood ran on the middle of the road. So what it is it's not the guy that was driving the vehicle's fault. It's his fault. He ran in front of the vehicle. He didn't make an attempt to get in the car and try to stop him leaving the estate. Sheriff Lindsay Wood deferred sentence for reports. They should be sentencing the guy that wrote this. He should be up in court. Sheriff Lindsay Wood deferred sentence for reports until next month and granted Rashid bail. The sheriff said, you hear this, "This wasn't your finest moment, but I can see you were under pressure. You can't use a vehicle to assault someone, and that's what you did at the end of the day. I can see the whole picture of the situation. You don't have a record, and Mr. Wood hasn't covered himself in glory at all." So do you understand, and I'm talking directly to the woman, if she's ever watching this, that asked for the twins to get the jail? Do you understand what's going on out there? Here's a guy, now if you've got a son, or whatever, or a daughter, right, here's a guy and she's had an argument with an ex-boyfriend, say, and he runs a car at her, or him. This seems to be the way it's reported. Now that could have been a death, easily. He attempted to do serious bodily harm to that guy, right? Albeit in a mist, a fog of rage. That doesn't matter. That's your problem if you're caught up in mist and the fog of rage. The damage you do, the act that you commit, is relevant. Can it be sidelined as an act of sending someone up into the air? I mean, what the is going on if that's the description of an attempt murder? Now, I don't know if I'm maybe getting it a wee bit wrong here, but that's the way I see that. Especially when comparing it to the way, and it's right in front of you, heartless Scots twins dodge jail after stealing grandparents' life savings. They wanted their lassies crucified, but they don't want him crucified. No, come on, that's alright, isn't it? They're only 25, they lasses, and he's 22. No, come on, he didn't mean it. So, there you go. That's what's called double standards. You can work out yourselves why. Because I don't know, but as I say, it's only just preliminary reporting. Let's just follow it and see what he gets, right? Now remember, it doesn't matter what the pretext is. You know, it's no self-defence. He wasn't cornered in a room. He was in his vehicle and he drove it deliberately at someone, right? And let's just see what this sheriff comes up with. I'll be very interested. I'll do a story on that one because I want to know what she says or he says. Anyway, folks, if you like the content, hit the like button, share and subscribe, because that's definitely all I've got to say on this one for the moment. Peace out. How dare you!